Hello, my name is Craig Seibert, and this short web seminar is titled Social Structure Broken. And we're going to take a look at a follow-up web seminar to a society that works to one that's broken. I have posited that in a healthy society, each area of life has its own distinct responsibilities and authority or competence and stands equal to other areas of life. There are 4 areas of life that when they are operating in their areas of competency, an individual experiences maximum liberty and freedom. And these are what we've explored already in web seminar number 1 on a healthy societal structure. Now we'll take a look how things get broken when parts of this structure become out of control or expansive. And this usually happens in the realm of government expansion, and so it's from that angle that I'll explore this topic. You see, when government begins to move outside of its realm into the realm of the other spheres of influence, you get all kinds of chronic problems and societal issues. In fact, it's interesting to make note of the fact that all of the isms of expanding government power follow this path. And what I mean by that is expanding government is the ism of socialism, communism goes along this path, Marxism goes along this path, secular humanism, dictatorships, tyranny, all of these have this path of expanding government into the other realms, and the government in essence either taking over or displacing the responsibilities of those realms. Okay, what does this mean in practical terms for each of the areas? Well, as a government invades the individual area, here are some of the things that begin to happen. Government rescues individuals from irresponsibility, saying that it's not really their fault for their actions and behavior. There's other circumstances, societal and otherwise, that caused individuals to do something, and so they rescue individuals from being responsible for their actions. Welfare laws remove responsibilities from fathers. Tax law removes a person's ability to be stewards over their own resources because the state takes their resources. A legal system that values tolerance over the other values and virtues that we discussed for self-government ends up diminishing personal values of self-government. And there becomes an ever-increasing set of laws that govern people's behavior because people no longer govern themselves. In the realm of the family, there are significant moves underway to redefine what a family is. Taxation of the family keeps families from being controlled, in control of their resources, and requires a parent to go to work to make ends meet, or both parents to work. Easy divorce law allows people to escape marriages rather than persevering and sticking it out and see if they can make it work. The government, in so many ways, via free speech and the things that it endorses and allows, creates a situation where society overall endorses sex outside of marriage. Instead of the family unit being a unit of care and pour for the needy, the government takes over that responsibility. In government schools, the government educates according to government values that are very often contrary to the family's values. And then lastly, poor civics education in government schools keeps families from propagating their children in the values of freedom and liberty because they're not getting support from the school system on those values. In the area of the church, where the church is designed to challenge the state that it's not God and that its laws must be moral and just, the state pushes back. And the state says, I want the power. I'll take control or take on the role of caring for the poor. I do not want to be told what's right and wrong or held accountable. You need to keep your faith private and out of the public domain. And so the state absorbs the power and tries to mitigate the church's influence in holding it accountable. Finally, the state, as it's become more and more corrupted, then begins to foster evil under the guise of free speech. It takes over good works and fights those that are trying to do good works. And what I mean by this is the government begins to actually work against and even harass religious organizations, say for instance, that are working with prisons or working in the realm of welfare. there are individuals that use the unconstitutional principle of separation of church and state to try and hamper the work or end the work of religious institutions when they intersect with areas that the government is also doing work, say for instance prisons. And so the state becomes God in these situations. And so this is an example of how a government expansion becomes one that ends up breaking down the function of society and culture. And this is what many people feel creates the angst that we currently have in our modern societies. My name is Craig Seibert, and thank you for listening.